Oh, Eva. Hello, me. What's going on? I'll try. Let me know if music and everything's making in. Can you guys hear me? But Nicole, you'll get that sleep though. There's always gonna be next times. Don't worry about it. Oh, nothing like starting your day off with some, a nice chill stream. What's going on? Are you working today or still going to singing classes? Hello, me. Yeah, I could adjust the gain a little bit here. I haven't done this in a while, so. Yeah, actually, it was my first day off in a while, so caught up on a lot of sleep and all that, important stuff. Yo, shout outs to Angel in the chat. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been on a crazy grind at work, so yeah, it's just been absolute chaos. Like a lot of people not showing up for work and stuff like that. And the guy like walk out Saturday night, on top of working doubles. It's just like it's been really crazy. Not gonna lie, but I'm glad I just like took some time to just actually get some sleep and try and just you know take care of myself a little bit. Slowly kind of easing back into making content again. Still kind of dealing with like an insane burnout, not gonna lie, but let me saying, damn, well, don't forget to hydrate. No, that's one thing. Like I work all the time, paying attention. I should eat and stuff like that, but I ate plenty my day out today, so yeah. But I'm excited because it's actually getting warmer now, not as cold here, and I'm ready for spring. I've noticed like my mood has shifted since the sun's been coming out and stuff like that. I think it's something that just affects the entire city. Vancouver is just has a lot of rain most of the year, and I guess yeah, it's kind of depressing, just when all you see is rain and it's just gloomy as fuck. So it's actually nice to see the sun again. And, yeah, I remember when the sun came out for the first time in a while, and I just like took a sun bath. I just like sat there and just let the sun just hit my face for like a good 10 minutes. Close my eyes, and I don't know, it's like the best feeling ever. Yeah, I slowly started looking at some scripts again and stuff like that. Gonna be working on some more Patreon stuff as well, so that's gonna be pretty exciting. Um, but yeah, um, I've also just been experimenting with other types of content and stuff like that. So I don't know. The thing with me is, as long as I'm creating something that I have fun doing and it makes me happy, that's what I'm gonna do, right? So currently, that's been like it's a little bit of my free time that I have. I've been putting that towards like my music stuff, trying to write as many songs or just try to write bars as many as I can, and I actually do have a song that's coming up. It's gonna be released on March 9th, so it'll be on my Spotify then, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. Definitely gonna be doing some more of that stuff in the summertime probably. I'm aiming to release an EP or an album in the summertime, and it's gonna be good. I think a lot of people will be able to relate to it a lot. It's kind of like an amalgamation of a lot of my complicated relationships I've been in and stuff like that, and some sad stuff, but also some really uplifting stuff. You know, Toxic Game 711 saying just popping in to say hi, getting to sleep. Oh, okay. Hope you have a lovely day. Thanks for stopping by, Toxic. It's always such a pleasure to see you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's gonna be a mix of some like bedroom pop, R&B, rap. I wouldn't really be able to classify it into one genre, so it's gonna be a bit of singing and stuff like that. And I'm actually linking up with a local producer in my city. We've been talking on Instagram, but at some point we'll meet up and talk about some other projects, stuff like that. So yeah, you know, I've just been trying to take it by the day, you know. Still kind of like working on the mental health stuff, you know. I think there's just a lot of other big things in my life that I, you know, roadblocks ahead that I'm just gonna really have to get past, and probably be a while, but you know, it's not easy taking this path, but it's what needs to be done. You know, that's how we grow. You know, you gotta go against the current. You have to go into uncharted territory, even if it seems frightening and you don't know what's on the other side. You know, and somebody who struggles severely with anxiety, I am completely terrified of situations that I'm not comfortable with, or I feel like I have no control of, and or just start worrying about things that may not even be there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just processing a lot of different things right now. Some stuff from my creative endeavors, some stuff to my personal life. You know, gonna be a lot of big changes coming this year, and I'm really gonna try and manifest a better future for myself, and you know, just surround myself with like-minded people who push me further and motivate me, help me out on my shit. And you know, I've kind of been doing a lot of inside work as well, just kind of, you know, looking back into my childhood and some of the other happy stuff, realizing all that toxic stuff and the environment I grew up in and how it affected all my relationships and things like that. And yeah, I'm trying to do, you know, that's why I've been really enjoying writing the songs, because it really helps process those emotions. I can put it down on paper. Definitely helps to put your feelings down on paper, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's I've been also like working out a little bit more, trying to get back and watch what I'm eating again. You know what I'm saying? I think when I get really depressed and stuff, I'm very neglectful of myself to an extent. You know, I'm not motivated or don't have the energy to cook anything for myself. But I'm trying to do that more. Gotta take care of, gotta do all of it, mind, body, and soul. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, doing even my short, brief exercises or my warm-up routine in the morning really helps me out. Yo, what's up, Beastie? It's good to see you. Welcome to the stream. This was very impromptu. You know how I am. I don't ever plan streams and things like that. Lady Spookeria is in the chat saying, yeah, Mike. Welcome, Mike. It's good to see you. So, actually, yeah, so another thing about my day being very much R&R, I was actually supposed to play Dungeons and Dragons with homies, Ladies Bakari, and a couple other people, and I was just because of all the bullshit that I endured during my week. Just like, guys, I can't do it. I had to just, it was a very self-care kind of day, things. But it all worked out in the end. So one of my other friends was a bit busy that day as well, so we just decided to reschedule. And that's the reality of playing Dungeons and Dragons, and you're a bunch of adults who have very different schedules, or you're all YouTubers or content creators. Everyone's like, oh, I gotta go do a stream. It's just very chaotic. But I just, I felt compelled that I would just wanted to stream because been a while, and as much as I needed the time away from all of it, I also always wonder how you guys are doing and if life is treating you well. You guys are fucking just showing life who's boss. I'll be saying, indeed, no matter what, we're here for you. And I know how depression can be. Once I stopped eating for a week, horrible. The only thing I could swallow was rice, but I was surrounded by those I loved. It's important. I think as long as you surround yourself with people who give you all that love, and it's, of course, we tell ourselves that we can assure ourselves, but it means the world when somebody else tells you that. It reassures you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I told myself I wasn't gonna come back until I was 100% ready and in the right mental space to do it. And I'm kind of at the stage where I'm starting to dabble in projects again. Well, not quite there yet, because like I said, I don't think I'm ready to disclose everything that's happening, but once it goes down and stuff like that, I'll be sure to tell everybody about it. But right now it's just at that point where I'm still trying to figure out a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna take my time with it. I think trying to climb the mountain in one day is something you shouldn't do. So it's the small habits that I'm starting to change. I'm just trying to retrain myself to get back into a healthier routine and things like that. I'm still a bit of a mess. I'm not gonna lie, my desk has a bunch of stuff everywhere. It's not filthy, but it's just very disorganized. So probably gonna clean it up when I wake up in the morning. That's gonna be one of my first things. And then I'm gonna try and just record something. It doesn't have to be a full video or whatever, but I just want to get comfortable behind the microphone again and stuff like that. And I just ease back into it. I think that the music has been helping a lot with that. So I feel like no matter what, I'd like to think that no matter how old I get or stage in life I'm at, I'm always going to be making something. So who knows? Maybe I'll be when I'm 60 years old, I'll finally have that that true rich oak deep gravelly. I can read audiobooks or some shit like that. So who knows? But yeah, I think one big focus that I want to kind of wean off of all the vices I've been depending on to keep going. Give my body some more love. You know what I'm saying? I actually went to go and update my glasses prescription. I got some new frames. So bloody expensive, but it's one of those things that you would spend the money on. It's important. And yeah, apparently my vision's just really degraded, especially in the last 2 years. I don't know if it's like stress or just other things. Maybe it's just me getting older. I have a lot of my siblings. That's probably just everyone's in the family, you know. Yeah, man. And so I currently have some Ray-Bans. I wanted to go with something like a bit more sleek, a bit more clean, a bit minimalistic. Because I do like glasses that, yes, they bring attention to your face. Or I want them to like, when they work with the rest of your features, like they're there, but they don't stand out. Like, you know. That's why I'm just kind of going for something. My frames are kind of like the rectangular shape. Next one's gonna be a bit more like round. And, I'm excited. I can't wait for them to arrive. And me saying, well, I'm about to head off to bed. Well, thank you. So good to see you. And oh, you're not heading off to bed. Yeah. Sorry, I've just been like. I'm thinking about the bed, but like, cause usually I had to force myself to go to bed at this time to get up really early for my other job. I'm not used to staying up late anymore, but it's probably the morning. You said you woke up, so good luck and conquer the day. Yo, what is going on, Lizzie Rosemary? So good to see you. It's been a while. How are things? Hopefully all is well with you. That's why I also like most of the people that tune into my streams, like, or like when I stream late at night. I've noticed if I stream during the day, like in my time, nobody's really around, and the people who are even up in my time zone are probably busy going to school or work or whatever. So the people that do tune in are on the other side of the world. The like insomniacs. Lizzie, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for dropping some roses. Well, that's so sweet and so thoughtful of you. But yeah, I definitely want to do some dope shit this summer. Restrictions are like slowly lifting. I mean, you still have to wear a mask when you go out and stuff like that, but they opened up dancing, so you can go dance at a club and stuff like that now, right? So hopefully, you know, maybe in the summertime, I want to do that. I actually, before lockdown, the first lockdown, I had a huge thing planned for my birthday. Obviously, those things never happened, but I think this year for my 26th birthday, I wanted to do something special. So. Yo, what's up, Mama? Mama Kalana. Good to see you here. Are you new here, or have you been here before? I haven't really been around, but I noticed that even during my break, I'm still like gaining subscribers, and I was just like, you know, I guess that the YouTube snowball is finally kind of kicking in. When I started like my other channel, you know, my growth was not consistent at all, and even when I was trying to upload like 3 times a week and stuff like that, I didn't really see the kind of growth that this channel got, which you know, it was a bit of a grind. And yeah, I don't know, I'm very stubborn, and that really comes to my detriment, because I am very prone to burning out. I think I wouldn't say it's, you know, the workload increasing on the YouTube part. It's just me having to pick up another job and stuff like that. It's yeah. I just wish there was like more time. Just there was more. I wish there was more than 24 hours. I mean, yeah. Mom was saying, yeah, I've been here before. I was wondering what happened with the streams. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just kind of going in, I'm in recovery right now, to be honest with you. I went through massive, and I'm still dealing with some burnout issues. Mental health stuff, you know, I'm trying to just recenter myself and kind of get some of my IRL matters sorted out. Just to kind of move forward in life with a better space, you know what I'm saying? So, just taking time to take care of myself. Yeah. You know, there's some days where I feel like I'm ready to get back into it, and other days where I don't. And still dealing with those days where I wake up and like I have no energy at all. Like I can't even like get out of bed. I'll wake up and I'll stay in bed for 2 hours because I can't, you know. I feel like every nerve or muscle in my body is just like screaming at me. And I get up anyways. You know. Lady Spakara is saying, you sound so drained, mate. Yeah, mate. I mean, I wouldn't say drained. I'm just very relaxed right now. I got plenty of sleep, and I was just like, I am well rested, but I smoked a blunt for this so I can like take the edge off and just relax, to be honest with you. Lizzie's saying, I hope you're all okay. I have to go now because I'm low-key late, but have an amazing stream. I swear these time zones are triggering me. Bye, my lovely. Alright, Lizzie, always a pleasure to see you, and I'll catch you later. Yeah, I can't wait for it to get warmer outside. And it's that time of the year where you still have to dress for like winter, but later on in the day it gets hotter, so you gotta take your layers off. But then it gets really cold at night because we live by the coast and it's very humid. So yeah, once that wind comes in at night, yeah, back to putting on all your layers again. Yeah, I can't wait for it to get warm. And another thing, you know, I always say that fall's my favorite season, but I always look forward to spring because of the cherry blossom tree. When they blossom, just like, it's so beautiful. It's just pink everywhere. Beautiful. I was saying, I was trying to get sleep and happened upon the streams. Well, I'm glad that you found your way here. Yeah, I got plenty of sleep today, so I guess it's because I woke up early, even though I didn't want to. My body just automatically wakes me up at like 7 in the morning. I just tried to go back to sleep. My body's just used to being like go all the time. That nowadays it's like even when I do try to relax, it's very hard to. But hey, that's you know what? At least I took the time for myself to just not force myself to do anything. And, you know, it's important to be productive and things like that. Or are those days where you just, your body's just, you gotta listen to your body. And he was telling me, it's like, you know what, slow the fuck down, dude. Just let me do my thing. So that's exactly what I did. was saying, warm weather and some time outside does one good. And I personally will stand outside in the rain. Yeah, I will stand out in the rain, but not because I want to, but depends on the time of the year. If it's raining in the summertime, it's amazing. But every other time of the year, it's just cold and miserable. Yo, we got one of the OGs here. We got Kathleen popping in the stream, brings the lovely kittens in the box. Yeah, one of my good friends actually adopted a new kitten, and he named him Casper. Just the cutest thing ever. Oh my god. Makes me really think about if I ever move out into a different place that's pet friendly. I'd definitely like to get a cat or something like that. I mean, I say that now, but then it's like when I'm trying to record, just hear him listen in the back. But Kathleen, how are you? It's been a while. Yeah, Casper. It's like the cutest name ever, and he's like this gray cat, fluffy cat. Oh, I love cats. That's why I always make sure that my Instagram has a healthy dose of fur babies. There's a lot of puppies, a lot of cats, just to make sure that my feed isn't just oversaturated with news about depressing shit, memes, and then e-girls and e-boys. I mean, but a healthy dose of everything, Kathleen saying you should consider getting a cat. Dude, honestly, I really want one because they're good at sucking out, they're good at getting rid of negative energy and stuff like that. So, and they make for great companions, super chill. You know what I mean? They can do their own thing. They're not high maintenance. Just like living with a roommate that you can't really speak the same language, but you know what's up. Mom was saying, I also have listened to your SoundCloud music. Amazing stuff. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I have a new song coming up March 9th. So it's going to be on the more aggressive side, but I do have some of the more R&B pop stuff coming in the summertime. Yeah, so yeah, my friend got a new cat, and then my other friend, my old coworker, she got a Bengal cat. And they're expensive as fuck, though, but they're so beautiful. The spots and the stripes. Yeah, it's just like having a little tiger. The green eyes, everything. Crazy. Kitty as a roomie, definitely. That's just they're cheeky little assholes. They will just fuck with you because they can. I've had a cat where they I have caught them in the act of trying to just pushing a pot over, or sort of a cup or whatever it may be. It's interesting though. Cats primarily meow to communicate with us, because when they communicate with each other, they don't really each other. That's an interesting thing. Always have some friends that have a few that they don't consider themselves cat people, and they're I just can never get them to like me, with a dog. It's just so easy to get their love and affections. That's what I love about cats, because it's just they're not instantly trustworthy of people, and I relate to that a lot. They'll take their time to assess what kind of person you are. And the thing with cats is all you gotta do is let them come to you in their own time. Just let them know you're in the space, and let them know that you're just chilling. And another interesting fact, cats, if you look directly into their eyes, it's seen as a sign of hostility, or it activates a predatory response. Whereas if you look at a cat, slowly blink your eyes, just slowly, that shows that you're willing to show that, you're making yourself vulnerable by closing your eyes. And that shows that you're trustworthy. Not trustworthy, but you're not a threat. So if you do look a cat in the face or in the eyes, slowly blink your eyes a couple times, you'll notice a very different response. So yeah, just let them come to you. That's the main thing. Yo, Mina Anna is in the chat saying, "Hey guys, what's going on? It's been a while." Hopefully you've been well. What's going on? What's new with you? Yeah, I love cats though. I do love dogs, but I definitely love cats though. They you really have to earn their love. No, it's different from a dog. But if it were up to me, I'd love to be able to have like new cats and dogs. I'd love to raise like kitten and puppies like together or some shit like that, and just have them grow up together. Because if you do that, like, your cat will be way more like like they'll socialize a lot more. It'll be a lot more affectionate and things like that. So that's like on my parents' farm, our acreage, we had cats and dogs. And yeah, cats that just grow up with dogs are different. They're not as introverted or solitary, if you know what I mean. Mina's saying, "I tried to cut bangs, it failed." Yeah, I remember the first time I tried to cut my bangs. It did not end well. Kathleen saying, "When a cat meows, I meow back. Maybe I should consider blinking so I don't look silly." Yeah, you could do that. Another thing is if you want to understand a cat, look at their tails. Like, body language is such a huge factor. Is the tail raised? Is it slowly waving, moving around? Or, you know what I'm saying? Another thing too, if a cat is comfortable and trusts you, they will lay on their back and expose their belly, because that's most like vulnerable spot. So, if they're doing that, that means they feel very comfortable around. They feel safe. I remember in the old neighborhood I grew up in, on my way to work, at the same time always, I'd meet this ginger cat, and we'd walk together, and he'd brush against me all the time and want to give me head bumps, and then he'd let me like rub his belly for a bit and stuff. Cats typically don't like that, but yeah, I like rubbed his belly for a bit, the usual spots, forehead, between the ears. And yeah, sometimes even after work, while going back to my house, it was our routine. I think he was friendly with everybody in the neighborhood. You could tell he was everyone's favorite neighbor, or everyone's favorite local. Mina saying, "I look like Lord Farquaad now." Oh God, no. Oh no. F in the chat for that then. I guess you're gonna have to be wearing a cap for a good while then. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it is 12:42 where I'm at. So almost 1:45 in the morning. And I'm still chilling, actually. Yeah, I cannot wait for spring to officially be here, because I'm so done. Like, actually this year we had a considerable amount of snow, more than usual considering I live on the West Coast, so that's like I am originally from Alberta, the neighboring province. There's a lot of snow there, so I left to get away from all that. I got so much of it this year. So done with this. Yeah. So yeah, I was saying I wanted to do a lot more dope shit this year. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm gonna be working on a music video. Still in the early talks with my friend, but that'll be exciting. Another thing that I want to do is something extreme. So I might do bungee jumping, or I might do skydiving. And I think I want to do it in my Spider-Man costume. I think that'd be pretty cool. Because whenever I for a while, I would try like the lucid dreaming thing. I was very obsessed about it for a while, and it's crazy because you can like take control of your dreams and have influence. And one thing that I do when I lucid dream, I think most people would do is like they would jump off a building and just fly like Superman or something like that. That was the first thing I wanted to do when I started like lucid dreaming. It's crazy shit. And then I'd have like really horny ass dreams too, but yeah, that's Jonah Auntie is saying hello, and I hope I'm not too late. Also, Jonah, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, I totally would do it. I think that'd just be hilarious. I could probably get some good photos up in the sky. But yeah, I am absolutely terrified of heights. It's one thing that I've gotten a lot better at since at my HVAC job. I have to go up on the roof and stuff like that sometimes. So yeah, I'll be up like 40 or 70 feet up. And yeah, it's it's crazy, but I'm getting more used to it. I still I'm shitting bricks on my way up, but oh well. Yes, I have been taking care of myself. Thank you. It's been a lot of sleep and just chilling, to be honest with you. Because I took periodic naps throughout the day, and I can't really go to sleep, so I've been just hanging out, and I thought I'd stream and catch up with everybody, you know? But how have you been? How are things with you? What's going on with everybody else? Anything new? Anything exciting going on? Another thing that I was thinking of, so at the pub that I work at, they brought back live music, and it was just like something that I thought about with a friend, thinking of just assembling a band to do live gigs and stuff like that, because I do like recording songs and stuff like that, but don't have the confidence quite yet when it comes to performing, and I get stage fright and stuff like that. I wouldn't say stage fright, but I do get nervous and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm thinking about linking up with some friends or finding a group of friends that want to just do covers of songs and maybe do a couple gigs and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I feel like there's something there. When it comes to the music stuff, I'm still working on refining my sound and getting my confidence with it. But based on sharing it with like strangers and people that I know, and my friends, they'll give me honest feedback, but they say that there's something there and there's potential for something that if you continue to cultivate this, it could truly blossom into something big. And no, I take that to heart. That's why I want to keep going with this, because I feel like all my life I've just latched onto things for a little bit, and then once I lost my interest in it, then I just quickly moved on to something else. Or you know, I feel like if I actually stuck with something longer and applied myself, I'd be in a different spot. But at the same time, I have no regrets, because you know, when you're younger, that's a normal thing to do. You know, there's nothing wrong with trying to explore yourself and figure out what you like and what you don't like, right? I'm just saying, glad you're sleeping enough. To be honest, life can be better, but I'll be okay soon. Thanks for asking. Chill nights on the rooftop help a lot. You know, that's one of some of my fondest memories is, you know, climbing up to the roof, watching the sun go down, and actually, we do that all the time because, well, especially in the summertime, at the time where I was living, there was this huge part across the other end of the highway. There's like a huge lake, and they would have a fireworks festival there in the summer, and they would do fireworks over the water, so you can get like these really nice photos, like with the fireworks reflect off and stuff. It's beautiful. But usually the grounds are always so crowded and busy, so we would just climb up on our roof, have our own food and drinks, and then we could hear the music and everything, and then we just watch from there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that was the festival that, you know, we'd always just admire it from afar, until years later my parents decided to like sign our restaurant up, and we had a food vendor there. So yeah, we could be like selling a shit ton of food, like endless lineup all day, and just go when the fireworks are on, tour around, eat a bunch of unhealthy food, and then get back in time for the next rush. It's a lot of fun, but a lot of hard work. Yeah, I had a very interesting childhood. There's just a lot of different things happened. There was a decent amount of moving around. I think looking back now, that was when I kind of realized, like, okay, we are middle class, but we're not really middle class. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was interesting, very interesting. Living at my auntie's for a bit, living at my grandma's for a little bit, and I don't know, maybe it's because me in particular, I was really singled out in my family. I was a troublemaker, I'm not gonna lie. I was a cheeky little shit, but I don't know. Yeah, you know, as I look, you know, as I get older, and I look back, you know, it wasn't all bad. There were, you know, that doesn't mean the bad shit that happened, it doesn't, I don't know how to put it, but I wouldn't say it's like survivor's remorse or guilt, but you know, when you're a teenager, you feel like the world is ending and there's so much happening around you. Like, yeah, it's a confusing time, right? But yeah, I'm older. I think it's just like realizing that, you know, your parents are just like all the other adults that you see around them. Like they're just trying to make it work. You know what I mean? And yeah, everybody just, I don't know, it was just crazy. I don't know, kind of like start to like relate after when you become an adult and you realize, oh, this is why my parents were stressed out as fuck. But the one difference is I am deciding to not actually have kids until I am able to financially support them and shit. So that's my thing. I'm not like, but to be honest, like I'm not interested in having kids, but I probably will adopt when I do decide to have a kid. So yeah, that's gonna be my thing. I want to build a good foundation for myself before I decide to bring anybody into this world. I want to be responsible. I mean, I want to be able to know that I can provide a good life for them and set them up for a good future. You know what I mean? I think my parents were just like, well, we're gonna need to be able to staff up our restaurant, our family restaurant, so let's pop out as many kids as we can. I don't know. it's a joke, but it's just it's the cultural thing back then. You know, families just used to be a lot bigger and stuff like that. Like back in the day when having 12 kids is a normal thing. Kathleen saying, love the maturity. It's interesting. I feel like in some ways I had to grow up really quickly for good reasons, but also because of survival instincts as well. And, you know, having to get a good read on people and to know how to behave or react in that appropriately in that time. So you know, being an empathetic person, it was a survival goal that I had to develop, because when you grow up in a household where shit can just shift on a dime like that, you just have to really be able to read room, and, you know. Estia saying, sadly, people think that kids are an investment than an actual person. Yeah, in some places it do be like that, and I think, you know, back then there was a lot more societal pressure, you know, to have kids and continue a legacy, things like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of people's parents were, you know, it was just what society expected them to, and a lot of these people who that really shouldn't have had kids kind of had to, you know, to meet the quota, I guess you could say. Or, you know, I'm sure their parents, like our grandparents, for example, like kept pestering them to like start popping out kids and things like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, Lady Spicaria is saying kids should be cherished by parents. Yeah, I remember going to a friend's place and seeing the way that they talked, like he talked to his parents, and it was just so, like, it was a healthy relationship, but it was so confusing for me. Like, then that slow realization that I didn't grow up, I grew up in a really, really weird, like, okay, so this isn't normal then. You know what I'm saying? So. Kathleen's saying, I grew up quickly too. If I could talk to my inner child, she would be devastated. So, kids are a no, even if I'm financially stable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, and for me, another reason why I don't want to have kids is because I feel like I worked in my parents' restaurant since I was like 9 years old. In a lot of ways, I felt like I didn't even get to have and I was homeschooled as well, so I didn't really get to have a proper childhood, and I didn't get to do, at least not openly, I didn't get to do a lot of the fun teenager shit. Any of it that I did, I entirely in secrecy, even dating and stuff like that. So, yeah. Estia saying, but sadly in Asian countries, it's quite common. Yes, you know, there's like the societal expectations is there's a lot of there's a lot of pressure, especially in the education aspect, and you gotta be playing piano and shit like that. And no, yeah, I don't know. I understand that parents who want to push their children and to do better and like they want a good future for their kid, but at the same time you gotta also be considerate of what that kid wants. And actually, I was watching a documentary about athletes and things like that, and and a lot of them came from like pretty hostile places or places where life was rough, and but it's kind of sad when you think about it. Like some of these NBA players were saying, the coaches or the scouts, the talent scouts, like came to his mom's place and started talking about these deals, and he was like he's a kid playing, like, he's just entering high school, I guess. He's playing with a toy train or some shit, and he was like, man, I don't want to do that shit, that sounds like a job. But when his mom signed him up and got him on a contract to like, yeah, it's just like, it's crazy, like, yes, the parents, like, this is gonna be a good way, like, out for him and like a good opportunity, but then at the same time it's just like, this guy was forced to basically play basketball because he was tall, even though he didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? It's just parents a lot of times sell their dreams, pass their dreams on to their kids or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Some of them, like, they like to live vicariously through their kids, because yes, parents make sacrifices, but yeah, that's the thing you got to do. That's what you signed up for when you decided to have a kid. You know what I'm saying? So Estia is saying, like, if I have the chance to talk to younger me, I would have said that, please don't be ashamed of your insecurities and live your life. So true. So true. That's so beautiful. Honestly, that's one thing that I've really been enjoying in my mid-20s is finally not caring as much as what people think about me, and really just being comfortable with who I am and loving myself more and just being myself to my truest extent, you know what I'm saying? Without fear of judgment. Like, I'm fucking crazy, so if you can handle this or not, that's up to you, but I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do me. So it's so true, though. I really wish I could tell that to my younger self, I feel somebody like who's a biracial kid, my mom's Asian, my dad's Caribbean, two very polar opposite ideas of, I wouldn't say masculinity or things like that, but just, it was Caribbean culture and Asian cultures are very different things, and I never really felt like I fit in anywhere, you know what I'm saying? So I was the kid who I don't know, I didn't like to box myself in either, some people would say like, oh, do you just like only listen to hip-hop and watch basketball or whatever it may be, or you just watch anime or whatever it may be, like, you know what I mean? So god damn, these fucking bots, bro, these fucking spam bots. YouTube, yo, what's up, Frosty? YouTube has honestly been such a pain in the ass because they have all of these standards that they uphold content creators. Apparently my videos, that like my channel, that can't get monetized because it's too sexually gratifying, apparently. That's a big thing. They want to make the platform like friendly and clean for everybody, but meanwhile there's all these spam bots and commenters and all these like fake bot channels that like are fucking everywhere, and YouTube's not doing anything about that shit. You know what I mean? All right, what's up? Okay, I'll call you. I'll keep calling you. Never mind. Okay, Ilaria. Is it Ilaria or is it Illyria? Forgive me. But yeah, YouTube needs to get their shit sorted out. Because to be honest with you, looking in the comments, and I've noticed this everywhere on social media. Just fucking spam bots everywhere, like the e-thought bots, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really annoying. Yeah, why did you change your name from John Cake though? I feel like you gotta bring that back though. I think you're still John Cake on Twitter though, so. But yeah, John Cake, what's going on? Hopefully you've been well. Hopefully life's treating you alright. Yeah. Dude, it's just... Yeah, totally, Hestia. It's like, it's so annoying. Even on my channel, like, thank goodness YouTube like filters out most of them, but I like look in the spam comments and it's just like, man, YouTube needs to really get their shit together. Yeah, but it is what it is, right? Yeah, the other day I was at my friend's stream and I was constantly having to like ban these spam accounts. Like, damn, I should be getting paid to do it. Crazy. Jonah's saying, I'm so glad to hear those words from you, Didi. I'm not sure what you've been through in your life, but it seems like you've grown into a strong man. Hope everyone will learn and accept themselves too. It's true, you know. I think, well, my friend said it best. Happiness is an inside job, you know. Whenever I start to hear the imposter, like those voices in my head, I visualize it. I was watching this video actually about it, and they try to picture all these thoughts or these different voices in a room, and there's like full of mice, and you pick out this one mice that's saying these terrible things, and you put them in a jar or you put them away. The imagery is kind of fucked up, but just from a psychological aspect, it's just you put it in the jar and you silence that out, and you slowly do that to all the voices that are in your head. It's kind of like if you guys have watched Dr. Sleep, the way that Danny captures the spirits and puts them in those little boxes in his psyche, it's kind of like doing that, and I noticed that it really does help. 'Cause I'm a very visual person, so if you can really isolate and like you know why you're thinking these things and lock it up, and then replace that with another voice that has something good about yourself. We're always so hard on ourselves. One thing that I always had to work on was oh my god, these fucking spam bots, I swear to fucking god. Let me see here. Yeah, my god. That's like, it's ridiculous. Ladies regarding saying, sorry I missed the spam. I was getting food. It's all good, lady. Don't worry about it. I'm keeping an eye on the chat, but it's like legit, these spammers are just absolutely horrendous. It's me. Like it's making it like very unbearable at times to like stream, to be honest with you. Jonah saying, also, that's such awesome advice. Thank you. Yeah, I've been really trying to tackle it and find different ways to kind of take it head on, and that's one that I find that is very, very helpful. SDS saying, bruh, they really should fix this. It's quite annoying, not gonna lie. Yo, what's up, Misha? It's good to see you. How are you, beautiful? Yeah, I don't know. I guess they just had to swing by because they hear my sexy voice and they're like, well, there's a sexy voice so we can promote our sexy content. But no, you cannot do that here. We are still the nation of horny and wholesome. So, yeah. But yeah, Misha, how have you been? It's been a while. How's life? Hopefully things are well. Yeah. I love this, to be honest with you. I was actually like hoping not too many people would be on this stream because I'm still not at that point where I can like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess my social battery is still not quite there where I can like manage a lot of people all at once. But when I do live streams, it's nice because it's more of a controlled environment. And I remember the last time when I streamed and there was like 30 plus people, and it was just like, holy shit, it's just like so much text, and I want to make sure I read everything. So that's why I just yeah, I like these nights where it's just a handful of people and we're just hanging out, sharing a moment together. And I hope that like even down the road, channel becomes like a huge thing. I still want to be able to capture that. You know, I do worry about that, not being able to catch up and read everybody's comments and things like that. That's one thing that I have done though that's helped for my mental health is not always checking on my YouTube comments, and I much rather leave it in batches. Like I'll check on them every now and then now, so sometimes I'll let them pile up to like 20 notifications. Like I'm not ignoring people, like, and I'm not always gonna be inclined to give out hearts these days, but it doesn't mean that I don't love you all. But yeah, just because like there's so many comments that a lot of them are the same, and I don't know, like some of them, sometimes I'll see comments like the exact, I've seen it on other people's channels too, like the exact same comment from two different pages, like word for word almost. But John K saying, when you go big, you better not forget. John saying, to be honest, you stream at very weird times. Sometimes you stream at 5 in the morning and sometimes you stream at 10. But hey, I'm here for it. I know, I feel like if I really did want to build myself as a streamer, I'd have to follow an actual human being schedule, so. But ST is saying, your stream is actually started when I finished class, so it's good for me. Nice, good timing. Everything happens for a reason, so. Yeah, yeah, I've been kind of eating a lot healthier, getting back into exercising, so I've been feeling a lot better about myself. I don't know, maybe it was a bit much, but I post like a bit of a riskier photo on my community tab, but I don't know, I was just kind of feeling myself, not gonna lie, you know? I don't know, it's just nice to like feel good about my body and stuff like that, you know? Like I'm not fucking I don't want to look like a fucking Greek god, but I've been feeling a lot better. Well, that's a big plus. Yeah, Kathleen, right? Yeah, I don't know, I like to stream at night because there aren't any distractions. The world is so still and there's just not as much going on, and I can really focus on everybody here. Whereas during the day, it's like, oh, I have these things that I need. Ever. Estia is saying, getting in shape in quarantine is so difficult. So true. John K saying, one of my other streamer friends lives in New Zealand. We can make an earth sandwich. The downside is that I always miss their streams because of the 12-hour difference. An earth sandwich. I've seen those. It's really cool. Nicole saying, finally came back. Hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just hanging out, just relaxing. Fiona saying, you look great. You're feeling good. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I don't know if my body's gonna be OnlyFans ready in the summertime, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm OnlyFans ready now. I don't know. We'll see. I was talking to a coworker. They're getting back into doing salsa classes, and she was like, "Hey, if you could like take up dance classes, like, what would you want to get back into, or what would you want to do?" And Olio was like, "To be honest with you, like, I'd either get back into doing hip hop, or I'd want to pole dancing." Dude, I think pole dancing that's like a legit sport, dude. Like, it's like the exercise routine I've been doing is more like body weight exercises, calisthenics. So yeah, I think that'd be something cool. And if I ever need to make some good cash, I mean, John K saying, oh, story time. Okay, nice. Let's see. So, my sister saw me listening to ASMR once and laughed at me. But I recently saw her listening to ASMR too. Found out she also likes your content. Oh, that's crazy. That's actually kind of hilarious. But hey, she's gotta eat her words now. Yeah, it's crazy. No, some days I wouldn't say take for granted, but I never really think about how much this channel has grown since I've started it. I never would have thought I'd get a channel that's approaching 10,000 subscribers. It's still crazy when I think about it that way. No. The thing about ASMR roleplay is, I bet you there are so many people that listen to it, but they don't want to admit that they do, because people will think that they're weird or they're lonely or whatever. It's like, no, that's not the case. Like, it's nice to be comforted, and it's like in a safe environment. You know what I'm saying? And people want to be in a space and feel loved, and they can feel accepted. You know what I'm saying? It's important. It's really important. I've had one of my old co-workers I worked with. He was just saying, man, like, I talked about ASMR and stuff like that while we're in the kitchen. He's like, man, I don't listen to that shit. That's like for loners and shit. Then later on, like, we had drinks, and he's like, he admitted to me, he's like, yeah, you know, like, actually, I'm not gonna lie, I do listen to this ASMR girl, but just because she's cute. I was like, okay, yeah, okay, well, dude, just own it. It's okay, dude. John saying, my sister's taste in content improved, which is great. You know what? That's a sign of growth. You know, I think if you, I think it's normal to cringe when you look back at your younger self. You know, I think we all do that. We're all growing. We're all learning. We all get better. We all get better taste in music and everything else. Some of us. Some of us. Estia saying, for me, it's quite hard to explain ASMR to my friends. They legit looked at me weirdly. Yeah, so the way I explain it is, I'd say it's the term ASMR has definitely shifted a lot since it's kind of gotten more mainstream. Uh, so there's so many subgenres and niches, just like in many other types of content, you know. So there's the people who like the binaural sound, people who just like the Foley sounds, like tapping or whatever, like, and there's people who just like the whispering. There's some that, you know, they like a good, compelling story and they want to feel immersed and taken away into another world. You know, the main purpose of it is that it helps you fall asleep or it makes you feel relaxed, right? So, yeah, there's like, I tell people, I promise there's something for everyone, like in the ASMR subgenres everywhere. I guess even in some instances, mukbang is considered ASMR. Some people like those human mouth eating sounds, but it can be a bit much for me. It makes me uncomfortable. I mean, there are other mouth sounds that I really do enjoy listening to, but God damn it. Jean Cake saying, I usually refrain from talking about ASMR because I've been laughed at for like quite a bit of my friends like now too, which is good because we can now openly talk about it. Yeah, I still don't admit to a lot of people in IRL that I do ASMR and stuff like that because some people think it's weird or whatever. But like, oh, you're part of that weird ASMR kink club or whatever, like. No, everybody. I think, honestly, a little bit of role play is healthy for everybody. Yeah, the role play stuff is definitely what's popping, you know what I mean? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. That's pretty cool that your singing friends are trying to get into ASMR, Catherine. Cool. Jonah saying, I wish people could be more open-minded sometimes, but I'm glad some people actually do give ASMR a chance. Definitely. Oh, my friend, coworker, she's on vacation right now, but yeah, I remember the first day she told me, or I told her that I do YouTube on the side. Like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, you know, it's just like some voice acting, like role playing stuff. Like, oh, she's like, you do like ASMR role plays? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I do. She's like, oh my god, I love that shit. And I told her, I was like, yeah, I don't like to usually disclose to people about it because she's like, yeah, no, I totally get it. Like, people think you're weird or whatever. Yeah, it's cool now. It's definitely a lot more openly accepted these days. I even had girls like ask me like at the bar, they're like, you know, you have such a unique voice, like you should be doing like ASMR or something like that. And it's just like, well, funny thing you mentioned, and then I just like plug my channel. But most of the time I try to be very discreet or low-key about it. I don't like the worlds overlapping too much, you know what I'm saying? Hestia saying, fun fact, how I got into ASMR is actually from Cardi B doing ASMR. Oh, I love her. Okr, okr. Yeah, she does that. Like her okr and like ASMR is like, it's so satisfying. I fucking love Cardi B. Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people who also want to get into like voice acting, it's a good way to like make content, get your name out there, and potentially get somebody to scout you out. So you never know these days. It's like with the internet, it's a lot more possible. Like look at Corpse Husband. He's doing like an English dub voice or something like that. He's voicing a character in an anime. I can't remember. Yeah, it's, you know, I think ASMR is just such a dope space because I find a lot of like there's so many creative and cool stories like um, and it's a form of storytelling that's really like no other, to be honest with you. Something unique, something it's so intimate, you know. Um, Kathleen saying a little bit, bro. I'm addicted. I need serious help. Girl, same. Girl, same. uh, yeah, dude. I'm so happy for Corpse because that guy just deserves the world. I think that seems like such a cool guy. Saying, hope your friend is having a great holiday. Also, yeah, I'm very glad people are slowly accepting it. Another form of expressing creativity and talent. There's nothing weird about it. Yeah, you know, I think people who think it's weird are just projecting their insecurities. You know what I mean? Deep down, they're gonna check out that girlfriend ASMR role, like or boyfriend, whatever, you know. Yeah, dude, I'm excited to see where he goes forward with his creative endeavors and his career. It's actually very inspiring because, you know, seeing these kind of artists make it more like YouTubers finally make it into the mainstream, it's cool. And while they can still do their independent shit, you know, back then it was a bit more different. Like the entertainment industry still didn't take online content creators seriously, but now it's like they definitely have a lot more say in things like that and more influence, right? All right, Jean Cake. Well, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Also, I just wanted to shout out the lurkers in the chat, or not in the chat, but the lurkers, because I know we have some people that are in the chat that are just hanging out, and there's some people who are just listening, and just wanted to shout you guys out as well. So give me that sweet watch time. No, I'm playing. Yeah, I've read the comments. But yeah. No, a lot of people say Cardi B is like stupid and stuff like that, but no, it's if people think that's what Cardi B acts like all the time, like they're fucking stupid. She's actually a fucking genius. She's really smart. She just plays it off like she's not, but I can tell. Yeah. Yeah, we do love the lurkers as well. Yeah. You know, I didn't think I'd be streaming for this long, but it went by like nothing. So that's when you know you're having a really good time, when it just goes by just like that. It's just easy, you know. Yeah, one thing that I've really been thinking about is just like reassuring my inner child. Also, just I gotta be my own hype man. I gotta be my number one fan. You know what I mean? So I am like my number one fan, and I am my worst critic. Like I don't know if I know it's an artist thing, but like as a Gemini, I just feel it on a whole other level. Not gonna lie. Who's this Gerardo Peter guy? Is that a spam comment? Like, I honestly have no idea. Thank you, lady. Got your first lick of the night. I swear to God, these um, spam commenters are just spreading like the plague. You streamers these days, like on YouTube, have to knock out like, I don't know, like if you're a bigger channel, I can't imagine like how many you have to knock out of. Crazy. First spam. Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate. So it's 1:31. I thought I'd be like way more tired, but I'm still not quite there. I'm definitely a lot more relaxed though, so that's good. Uh, yeah. Yona saying, I also wasn't expecting to stay awake and interact with you all, but here I am, lol. I usually am one of the lurkers. Well, I appreciate you reaching out and actually, spreading the love and having a little conversation here. I've seen you around though, so thanks for supporting me, not just on YouTube, but everywhere else. And honestly, it means a lot. I don't want to, be a broken record about this. When I say I appreciate you all, I really do. Doing YouTube, things like that, it really helped me, give me like a lot of purpose in my life. There's a lot of times, like before I started doing YouTube, where I felt I wasn't going anywhere in my life, where I didn't feel like I was doing anything or making any sort of impact. But once I started really thinking about my situation and what I could have control of, that really opened the door to starting my YouTube channel, and that really changed my life, to be honest with you. I met so many amazing people that I never would have come across on the internet. And if I never started YouTube, I probably never would have had a Twitter. So, but yeah, it's just been a hell of a ride. Yeah, the chill squad, we're out here. Estia saying the background music is not helping with tiredness. Hey, it's saying, oh my god, no way. I was just thinking about you streaming today, and now I saw this. You know what? Everything happens for a reason. I missed you too, Kayeth. How you been? Hopefully you've been well. Hopefully you've been staying safe out there. Oh, see, this is why I love doing the late night streams. It's just like we're a little community here. It's like we're all neighbors just passing through and catching up, talking about life. I wouldn't say I'm introverted. I don't really like to entertain shallow conversation. I really like to have those kind of conversations where you can deeply connect with somebody and talk about real shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I like it here. It's a healthy dose of random ass shit and comedy. I'll say some weird ass shit, but then talk about the good stuff, you know? So I was kind of doing an exercise, trying to get back into the lucid dreaming stuff. It's weird, like you want to, if you can't quite have a lucid dream, you can still program your dream, and in some weird ways you had to do a couple things before you go to bed, but a huge part of it is what you're really thinking about before you go to bed. So I've had times where I was stressed out about work, thinking about all the things that I had to do. And what did I fucking do? I had a dream that was at work. And then I woke up and I had to go to work. Like, so it's very important about what you think about before you drift off to bed. Think about that. Yeah, I had a dream about like my work crush, shit like that, and it actually happened. So I was like, damn, okay, I can still do this. Like, yeah, it's saying, oh, lucid dreaming. I missed that. Recently, I've been having the weirdest of dreams, but I don't mind them. It's good to have those random ass dreams every now and then, you know. Estia is saying, oh, once I tried lucid dreaming, but it ended badly, so no. I'm just saying, I'd love to learn how to lucid dream. Oh my god. Give it up. There's a lot of good resources, like on YouTube, even things like that. Um, a lot of it is habits and things that you do before you go to bed and after, and that right when you. Big emphasis on right when you. Yeah, it's interesting. So there's like little, if you get in the routine of like waking up every morning and testing your reality. So let's say every morning you wake up, you snap 3 times and you're like, okay, I'm here. This is like, I'm conscious, I'm awake, I'm present. When you enter the dream, and if you practice enough with some other exercises, like you are in your dream world and you do it because this is a subconscious thing now, that thing that you always do. Snap 3 times. Huh, okay, well, I know this is the dream world but I'm here. See what we can do. So it's really cool. I remember the first time I jumped off a building and I was flying, it was just like the coolest thing ever. Just feeling the wind just rushing through you, like your entire body, just feeling weightless. Like, yeah, it's the stuff of magic. Kathleen saying, my dreams are weird, but I can't really say that because I usually forget them 5 minutes after waking up. Okay, it's saying, I used to be able to lucid dream a lot, but now I can't do it much. They were the best, especially my whole fantasy world. Dude, honestly, that I feel like, considering like everything that I went through when I was younger, and I used to dissociate a lot, but even in my head or in my dreams, I'd always wander off to different worlds and things like that, you know. That was those. There were those times where, as a kid, I looked way more forward to like going to bed, seeing what kind of adventures I'd have when I go to sleep. That's crazy thinking about that now. Estia saying, but kudos to those who actually got in lucid dreams. But remember, chat, you must do it properly. Yes, be very careful. There are some of those. I think one thing that made it come in handy was sometimes when like I'd have nightmares and you realize that it's a nightmare. Like, even though you can't physically escape the dream, but it's like you can just choose to wake up at any moment. That was a big thing. Estia saying, if you did it wrong, your face might end up on the floor. Ooh, that's interesting, Jonah. My sister does that whenever she has really interesting dreams. Like, she has a notepad right beside her bed, so when she wakes up, she'll sketch characters and she'll sometimes like just like write as much as she can before it all like fades out. So she'll spend her whole morning just putting it all down. Sometimes she'll fill in the blanks with stuff that she thinks about in that moment, but man. Jonah saying, wow, I never got to enjoy flying in my dream. For some reason, I always fall as soon as I think I've made it. It's like, I remember a lot of my dreams as a 12-year-old. One mostly where I would run through a window, then I'd start flying as if I was Peter Pan. Lady Spukari is saying, you gotta write them down because you'll forget pieces of them. Yeah, actually, Lady Spukaria is, actually, it's cool that we're talking about this because she writes a lot of her stories that are based on her dreams or some of her actual, like, scary paranormal experiences. So, it's pretty dope stuff. Like sleep paralysis, demon stories, or everything. So, if you like scary stories, check out her channel. But yeah, my sister would write down her dreams like that. There was one dream that I had, and or I wouldn't say one, but I considered it one dream. It all included in 3 nights, and it's weird that I still remember it so vividly. I was like maybe 15 when I had this dream, but I had a dream that I met this girl from a parallel or different universe, but we would, like, I'd always meet her there in this place that was really sad where she came from. It looked like a world that maybe it was like a desert, just barren wasteland, like a world that was just ravished and destroyed by war, and people just worked in the cold, doing really hard work just to barely survive and get by. I think, if I remember correctly, it was kind of like, it really looked like a concentration camp of some sort. Pretty fucked up, but I met this girl and I would come and teleport into her world whenever we dreamed. It happened like in 3 nights, but I tried to like we tried to come up with this plan to like get her out of there, but something really sad happened at the end, and like I woke up crying, and I had to process it for like a whole week because it just like felt so real. Like, and we like had like, I don't know, like we had a deep connection and shit like that. It was just like weirdest thing though, because it's just like it should be just a dream, like something that I'd forget, but like to this day I can still remember it. And there have been times where I've like been inspired to like write a story about it or like a role play about it, but we'll see. I think a dystopian post-apocalyptic kind of like thing. I wouldn't say post-apocalyptic, but like a dystopian kind of story like that would be a bit interesting, you know. Estia saying, we don't talk about sleep paralysis. That type of dream makes me not want to sleep anymore. Kaya saying, okay, but what's some creepy dreams that you've had? Ooh, I've had some sleep paralysis experiences where this large creature would like come in through the window and then just stand above me and stare and just like scream at me, and I couldn't move. I just stare at it, and you just super short breaths and like feel like that weight on your chest. Yeah, that kind of shit. It's not fun. This thing looked really prickly. Like it looked like it was made of black needles. It had yellow eyes, almost snake-like, kind of like the Michael Jackson Thriller eyes, somewhat similar to that, but kind of creepy. Some days the eyes were red, some days they were yellow. Huh. But yeah, this like the room that I would sleep in at the time, it had a huge octagon window, so the moon, like when it was a full moon, the moon would just like shine in, but it was a very small room, so this thing would like envelop or like swallow the whole room almost. It was like some creepy shit. Lady Spikara saying, yellow eyes, Reed was visiting you, mate. Yeah, actually that's like one of the big things that Like when I saw the yellow eyes, I was like, damn. Gonna remind me about that one. Hestia saying the closet, deep bedroom closet. Yikes. Your monster's name was Philippe or Philip. That's hilarious. Kayeth saying, I don't know if I've told anyone about this dream I had where I dreamt about my cat getting beaten to death, and then I woke up and she actually had been. That's so crazy, Kayeth. I'm so sorry. I've had dreams like I've had a lot of scary dreams regarding death and some other dark shit, and it actually like happened to some of my close friends, or some bad things happened to my friends and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really creepy. That's really creepy. Okay, it's saying, I call my sleep paralysis demon the ceiling girl. But your fur baby is always going to be in heaven watching over you. Because they say all cats are, so all dogs go to heaven, but you know, we all know the cats are out there too, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's always hard losing like that, because they're part of the family too, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's like I believe in guardian angels, and in some ways I almost feel like it's the guardian angel of like even some of like the animals that my family took care of, because like we grew up on an acreage on a farm, and a lot of the other places had fences over their property, but we only had like basic chicken wire fence, and so a lot of stray animals would come through our place. We were kind of like a watering hole for even a local wildlife, like some of the deer and stuff like that, and things, and some of the pheasants, and yeah, we had taken care of many dogs throughout the years and things like that. And even the ones that I lost, I always feel like they're still with me some way, you know, like they're still watching over. I've had dogs that have saved my life a couple, but also I've been in dangerous situations where dogs have like tried to bite me and shit too, so Kayeth, oh my god, Jonas and Kayeth, I knew I was having a nightmare, but still, I was stuck in this hotel where I had to go into each room and absorb all the negative and pain from all the negative energy and pain from the guest, and it felt so real. That's scary as fuck. Oh, that must have been so hard on you. I can imagine. Yeah, that's crazy, Kayeth. That's a very scary dream. The scary dreams are like the ones that where you try to run but your body just feels like, you know, like TV static, or like, you know, when you get like your foot falls asleep but you get that feeling all over your entire body, like that type of paralyzing fear, which is like crazy because like you know, the fight or flight response usually triggers in me, but I've never been quite frightened, at least in real life, to the point where I couldn't move. The only times where I experienced true paralyzing fear was in my dreams. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not a fun feeling, guys. It's really not. Yeah. I don't know. I always, actually, it's kind of like one of the big reasons I consume cannabis, like, to be honest with you, is it helps me like not have nightmares and stuff like that. Remember when I stopped for a little bit and the nightmares came back and shit like that? Crazy stuff. These days I don't like I do remember my streams, but they're not like anything that really stands out. Like I'll forget them like after like 10 minutes even, or 15 minutes. So, um, yes, it do be scary. Yeah. But you know what? Like I said, a big part of your dreams and things like that is what you're really thinking about subconsciously. You know what I mean? So, um, the dreams are like, yes, there's a spiritual aspect to it, or maybe a mystical aspect to dreams, but it's all, a big part of it is it's your brain sorting out all the information in your head and kind of cataloging it. And it's also like a fail safe as well. It's kind of like a systems check on your brain and on your psyche in some ways, because you will do some really fucked up things in your dreams sometimes, but it's kind of like your instincts always reminding you that you're gonna need to be able to do these things when the situation comes. You know what I mean? So it's a normal thing. We all have dark and morbid thoughts and things like that. A lot of people don't like to admit it, but like I think that it's, you know, that it's not normal, but no, it really is. It's a normal part of being human. hmm Yeah, kid. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It's really fucked up. So to all the dudes out there, don't wrap your hands around her neck unless she wants to and she likes it. Okay? Yeah. I've I've been with a girl who liked that kind of stuff, like, but not like the breath stuff, but like the breath play stuff. But I don't know. I think Philip taught me to actually double check everything when going back inside my apartment. Dude, I've had some like Home Alone experiences, and yeah, now I'm always a very paranoid person. Like I check my windows, I check my doors, everything has to be secure. I think it's also because like my dad got involved with some shady ass people. And there were times where I was home alone and I could tell there were people like checking around the house and stuff like that. And yeah, it was pretty terrifying, dude. Yeah, that's why I'm always a very, I wouldn't say paranoid person, but even when I'm walking home and stuff, I never just have my headphones on, and or if I do, I have one in and I listen at low volume, because it's, you never know what can happen, right? Yeah, I used to have like an imaginary friend and stuff like that that I would want to, but going back, I really do wonder if he was imaginary, because my friend had, or my sister, not sister, not friend, my sister had an imaginary friend named Mr. Nobody, and I was like, the fact that we both had an imaginary friend in the same place is like a weird thing. So that lived in the basement. So I don't know. That's like, that can't be a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? And she called him Mr. Nobody because he didn't really have a face or anything. It was just like a shape, a form. So yeah, it's kind of creepy. ST is saying, for me, I just put on Doja Cat when my roommate is gone. Yo, I fucking love Doja Cat. Doja Cat's like queen. Like, she's just like a reincarnation of like the goddess Venus or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn. She's kind of like this generation, I guess, like in the next wave generation, like, you know, Beyonce was like that kind of star. Like Doja Cat's kind of like, I'd say, on that same level, like in terms of like performance and all that stuff. Yeah, she's up there with Beyonce even, I'd say. It's saying, I'm also a very paranoid person, part of why I have a very bad sleeping schedule. I've only been getting good sleep in these past few years. Oh, Jonah, that's crazy. God damn. Kathleen saying, LMAO, I signed up to be on that Planet Her playlist. uh, Doja Cat is so, like that level of confidence, like, god damn. I want to be at some point where I can be that fucking confident, you know what I mean? I need some of that, more of that extroverted energy in me. So that's another thing. This pandemic has just allowed me to just be more of a shut-in and facilitated more of that. But I want to make sure that I put myself out there a little bit more, you know? So I used to do it actually back home. I think just the mentality of people are different, but I would just go up and talk to random strangers. But in this city, it's not quite like that, but I'm trying to get back into it. Putting myself out there a bit more. Oh, we've got... I like looked away for a good while, and now we have like 13 people tuning in. That's wild. I honestly didn't even expect that many people to be here still, so shout outs to all the people that are, I guess, pouring in, and all the people who have stuck around since the beginning. Yeah. See here. Who else is here? Yes. Oh, just do not forget. Hit that like button. Caress it gently for a bit, and then give it a nice tap. Angel saying, I'm back. Well, welcome back. Good to see you here. We're glad you can make it again. Yeah. Astia saying, same with me, but my friends are quite concerned with me talking to strangers because I'm a woman. It's true though, like just strangers in general, these, you know, you can never tell. I can never relate to that anxiety or feel like I understand it, but I can never relate to it. Like I know of it, but I could never truly understand because I'm not a woman myself. But like I understand their genuine fears of like when you're walking at night, there's a big intimidating dude you cross the street. I totally 100% get that. Like I'm very conscious of it even myself. Like if I'm walking at night and there's a girl walking in the same direction, like I will like wait till she's like a good distance, or I'll like cross the street because I don't want her to feel like uncomfortable, like somebody's talking or following her. That's the thing, like I grew up with sisters, so I guess I was just like more conscious of that and a bit more protective, you know what I mean? All right, Jonah, well thanks for hanging out in the chat with us tonight and sharing your experiences. Thanks for chilling, and I guess I'll see you better next time then. Good night and sweet dreams, okay? See you next time. And saying, trust me, a bad sleeping schedule isn't real. This is true. It's true. Okay, I've been sitting in this chair for a while, so I'm gonna do a little stretch. Okay, I feel so good. Nothing like a good stretch. Kathleen saying, I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule, but here we are watching, or with my 4th cup of coffee while watching sunset. Wow, fourth cup of coffee. That's Yeah, that's a lot. I remember I was like really hooked on caffeine for a bit there, and yeah. Now I like limit myself to one if I do have. Oh, there we go. I got my first yawn of the night. I think my body's finally starting to wind down. Amazing. I've had days where I go to school while been up all night. Had to stay up all day. Sometimes now, even when I get as much sleep as I can, I wake up at random times and oh, okay, I thought that really sucks. I just like I totally relate to that. Like when you're like there are times where I had to work a double the next day and I come home from work and I can't sleep. Like I will get those random nights where insomnia, I guess just overthinking things fucking hits you like a look at the clock and it's like 4 a.m. and I have to get up at no. You know, at that point, you don't even try to fall back asleep because you know that the moment you start to drift off, that alarm is going to go off. Hestia is saying, I like coffee now. It's more of an addiction for me rather than a favorite drink. Yeah, caffeine. Such a powerful force in our universe. Makes the world go round. Makes a lot of things get done. So, my mom comes from a culture of coffee and tea, so they love their caffeine. We drink coffee, tea, hot, cold, and so many different variations. All right, fellas, it is 2 in the morning here, and I'm starting to feel the drowsiness slowly kick in. I think the sound of the rain is really helping me to kind of drift away. You know? But it's been so nice catching up with everybody, and thank you for sharing a bit of your story, you know, and just sharing some of your time with me and sharing and just, you know, during this moment, I really missed doing this, and I was a bit nervous, to be honest with you. I feel like I am nervous all the time when I go on the stream, but then once I get into it, it's smooth sailing from there. I always think about like, why am I so nervous? Like, I don't need to be nervous because all of my subscribers and the people that tune in are all such great, chill people. Like, I can always come into this space and not feel any judgment and just feel the love and the acceptance and the support. Like, and I'm not saying I like going to streams just because you guys support me, but it's just, I love that I'm able to pour my heart out here and just talk about things that are on my mind, and you know, and then we all get to exchange like and just have a really nice conversation from there, you know. It's saying, I love falling asleep to the sound of rain. Yeah, my city is just raining not all the time, but there's just a lot of yeah. Kathleen is saying, oh well, coffee is good, but I'm also obsessing over matcha. Oh, I love that. Matcha's good stuff too. I do love me a good matcha latte, not gonna lie. And yes, green tea gang. I like jasmine and green. Like, those are my go-to teas. Green tea is probably my favorite tea for sure. Dude, I really like the green tea Kit Kat. That shit's good. And I have had matcha Kit Kat. In Japan, there are just like so many different types of Kit Kat. It's not even funny. There's like something for everybody. And some weird obscure stuff. But Yeah, it is like tasting grass. It's true. It's got that very herbal taste to it. All right, everybody. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I just want to reiterate this again. Like the support, you know, it means so much, and just getting to hear from you all again, it was such a pleasure. So, I'm gonna be heading off to bed pretty soon, but I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Keep on rocking in the free world, you know. But yeah, just keep killing it at life. I know it's not always gonna be easy. There's gonna be a lot of there's. It always feels like it's one big obstacle that's in your way, but you know what? Don't think of, like I was saying, like, don't try and climb the mountain in one day, and don't be hard on yourself when you can't get something done at the set time, or you know, when you couldn't perform as well as you wanted to on that test or whatever it may fucking be. You know, don't be so hard on yourself. And that's something that I'm really trying to do right now. You know, you gotta be your own best friend. You gotta be, you know, your own hype man. You know what I'm saying? So, 'cause if you don't believe in yourself, who's gonna believe in you? So, do that shit, all right? Think about that before you go to sleep, all right? Before you head off to work. Thank you all so much, everybody. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all maybe in the next video or next stream. But for now, this is Dimensional Drift signing out.